Hello my friends and welcome to my channel. In today's video I'm going to be sharing with you a full daycare day. This is not a day in the life of Sonja, but a day in the life of a daycare. So I start my morning. You can check out all of my morning routines. I've posted several of them if you want to see what I do for myself before the daycare comes. But once I get myself all ready, I come down, have breakfast, coffee, and then I start with the daycare items. I set up my table. This time I did not remove the table. I did leave it the night before, but I did have the chairs up because I washed the floor. So I set the table up. I give it a wipe down just because the chairs were on there, and I'm being very careful here because Duke's sleeping right on the floor there, so I didn't want to clonk him in the head with the chair. So I give the table a wipe down, and then I set it up with some morning activities. I flip-flop between morning bins to doing just simple craft activities and things like that. So my name is Sonja. If you're stopping by my channel for the very first time, I am an in-home daycare provider as well as a YouTube creator, and I live in Ontario, Canada. I am licensed and through my region, and what that means, I can have 6 children, and I currently have 6 2-year-olds. I have 5 full-time and then 2 that share a spot, and one of those 2 is actually a 3-year-old, but the rest of them are 2-year-olds. So I'm going to be setting up some bingo dabber art, but they're the dot markers that I use. I bought non-toxic ones on Amazon, and the kids use these for the craft. I have these printables over on my Etsy shop. I can link them down below. They are in my pet package, curriculum package, which includes a whole bunch of other things in there that you can check out, and they are a download. We're also focusing on letter A and B as well, because last month we focused on letter A. This month we're focusing on letter B, so I am just stacking them up for them. Then I'm going to get my water ready for them. I fill up their water bottles usually twice a day, once in the morning and then once after lunch, and I use the little caddy from 31. It's kind of messy, but I've been using it for a while. It kind of travels with us everywhere. Goes downstairs, goes outside, goes on our little trips to the park. So I like having, and 6 water bottles fit perfectly in there, and then there's little pockets that I can put sunscreen, or if I need some snacks or whatever on a side, I can put that in there. But I like to fill up the water bottles so that way they are ready to go. And once the water bottles are filled up, I do make my morning snack. So my day typically, my hours of daycare start at 7:30 till 5 o'clock. However, typically I don't get any kids till around 8ish, if not 9ish. So depending on each day, I usually expect children to come anywhere from about 10 to 8 to about 8:45, and then I know that there's always a couple of them that come around 9:30. So I like to get my snack ready before I get my breakfast ready, kind of thing, because most of the time my breakfast is served between 7:30 and 8:30, but the children that arrive at 8 o'clock typically have had breakfast. Parents usually let me know ahead of time if they didn't. So when my day starts, I typically know whether the child if I need to make breakfast or not. So on this day, I did not need to make any breakfasts. So I was just getting my snack ready. And for snack, we had yogurt, strawberries, and granola. It was yogurt, fruit, and granola. I just chose to do strawberries. So I cut up the strawberries. I get my granola out. I do make my own granola. And then yogurt stays in the fridge until we are ready to have a snack. And we usually have a snack around 10 o'clock, just before we head outside. And the reason why I have chosen 10 o'clock again is because I get the kids fairly late in a day. And then that gives them about 2 hours of being from the earliest child being in my house, and then about hour and a half to hour 45 minutes before lunch. So it's kind of a nice middle. And with snacks, they have the water with both of their snacks, and with lunch they have milk for those kids that can have milk. I have one child that doesn't drink milk, so he is now drinking water, but before he was drinking oat milk. Then I head on downstairs before the children show up and just make sure that my room is all set up. We had some in our sensory bin. We had some seeds and animals. It is a pet theme this week, so I wanted to add some water into the other side with some turtles and some fishies. And I always put fresh water into my sensory bin for the day. And because usually we do center time in the morning, so that way I have it fresh. And then if for some reason we're not heading outside, I will replenish the water in the afternoon as well, if we do center time in the afternoon. Today we were going outside, so I have my everything set up here ready to go, so I can just pull what I need. For my Play-Doh, I have some animals and some hearts because today the video that's going out is Valentine's, so this week the theme was kind of in between Valentine's and pets, so I had both sets in there. And then my morning books are the activity books are in there as well, if I want to pull them out at the end of the day. This color matching cats, I like keeping. I always like to have some sort of an activity on my board here on my easel. This is just a magnetic easel, and I use it just for that. I use it for arts and crafts, and kids love playing with magnets here, so I had created this color matching game, which is part of the packet as well. And pretty much everything I'll show you for circle time and on my activity table has that. So here is my activity table with all the activities. So everything is in the packet except obviously the puzzles. So just straighten everything out, make sure, there's no surprises here. One of my dogs does sleep here through the night, and I do exercise in the morning, so I usually can see if he made a mess or not. So, and then I just go into my circle bin and pick out the circle that I have happening this today, and just get all my stuff ready for it, so that way I can just grab it when it's time for circle time. I did the 10 little fish. I bring up my magnetic board towards where I do the circle, and then I do my little poem on the board, and then get my book ready out too. These touchy-feely books are great for toddlers. And here is a look at my calendar. I just wanted to show you. I did create these. I do not have them listed on my Etsy shop, but maybe they will come at a later date. And then I make it upstairs and just double check the bathroom as well as the room. Make sure everything is in order and everything's kind of straightened out a little bit. Some of these kids come with like 2 or 3 jackets, and I ask parents to keep keep it as simple as possible for how many things they bring. But I have extra boots, I have extra coats. I just don't understand this because they come in running shoes, but they leave I actually did ask them to leave the boots here because I've had a couple occasions that the children had showed up without boots, and this way I know that they have the boots here. So at this point the children did come and they are working on the activities. I have 2 children right now, so I wanted to get my dinner, my lunch for them started, and I had made a big pot of winter stew. It's a peas and chicken winter stew, so I wanted to add it to my slow cooker so that way it gets warmed up instead of using a microwave, and I don't have to worry about warming it up when we come back in. I can focus on other activities, and that's just doing its own thing. And I will be serving it with a side of sourdough bread that I made, and kids actually did enjoy this lunch very much. So and I like using a slow cooker for reheating things as much as I possibly can, and I do find that this stew tastes so much better the next day. It kind of like had time to marinate. We were having it for dinner as well, and sometimes I do like to prep some of the meals like that, so that way it just makes my day a little bit easier if I have meals prepped. So here are children just working on the little activities. They're actually getting quite good at putting the dots in where they're supposed to go. And now it's a time for circle. So I'm going to kind of just stop talking and let you listen to the circle. December are the 12 months of the year. So what month is it? It's February. February. That's very good, Ara. All right. There's 7 days. There's 7 days. There's 7 days in the week. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Now is the time for us to say today is Tuesday. Tuesday. Can you count with me, please? Let's count. 1. Can you count with me? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Today is Tuesday, February 13th. 13th, that's right. So, hello everybody, and how are you? How are you? How are you? Hello everybody, and how are you? How are you today? Thank you. All right. So how are you today, Arjun? Are you happy? Or are you sad? We all seem to be very happy today. So, like I was saying, we are talking about pets. And I have some special pets here for you. What is this? A cat. There you go, Arjun. How about this? There you go. Good job. Do you know what this is? No, it's a bunny. Can you say bunny? Bunny, here you go. And you get a birdie, a parrot. Can you say parrot? Parrot. And you get a lizard. And a doggy. There we go. So, now that we talked about a couple different pets, here, let's go through some of our words that we're learning this week. What is this? What is this? What's that? A dog. That's right. Good job. Yeah. And what's this? Fish. Fish. That's right. A bird. A bird. That's right. How about this? Do you guys know what this is? Turtle. That's right. Good job. How about this? A rabbit. Can we all say rabbit? Rabbit. How about this? Horse. Some people have horses for pets. That's right. How about this one? Cow. That's right. And about this? Pig. Piggy. Can you say pig? Elijah, can you say pig? Pig. Arjun, can you say pig? Pig. Pig. What sound does a pig make? Oink, oink. That's right. Who's this? A lizard. And how about this? Snake. Yeah, we don't. Ooh, I don't like snakes. But snakes, some people like snakes. They even have them as pets. Anna, this is a hard one. Does anybody know what this is called? Hamster. Hamster. And how about this? A cat. Kitten, kitty cat, pussy cat. All sorts of names. Good job, guys. Good job. This is a story about 10 little fish. So, let's get our fish in order, and then we are going to count them. Okay, so let's count how many fish do we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 little fish. And what's this? An ocean or a sea. So 1 little, 2 little, 3 little fishes, 4 little, 5 little, 6 little fishes, 7 little, 8 little, 9 little fishes, 10 little fish swimming in the sea. Did you like that? Okay, now we're gonna play a little game. Are you ready for a little game? Okay. So I have a little, this is little houses. I need you to crisscross applesauce. Crisscross applesauce. There we go. So we can put this in the middle. And I'm going to give you a lizard because you have a lizard. And I'm going to give you a cat and a rabbit and a dog. And a parrot, and a fish. Now, do you know who lives in the fishbowl? Who swims in a fishbowl? Wait, please, your turn. Who lives in a fishbowl? Fish, that's right. So put your fishy in her home. There we go. And who lives in a doghouse? I just wanted to pop in here while I'm playing this game with the kids to let you know that most of my children that were here on this day, English is their second language. And a lot of these words were new words to them, and I try to encourage them to learn new words, what things are called every single day. So on top of just a normal word recognition, we're also learning new words, which is pretty interesting. Most of you might know that English is my second language as well, and a lot I remember learning English when I was in grade 2, and the simplicity that the teacher, the simple approach that the teacher took, I think is what helped me learn it fairly quickly. I know children do tend to learn languages fairly quickly, but I just liked her approach, so I do kind of use the same approach, just focusing on new words, things that maybe things that they have in everyday life, but also new things that they maybe don't come across, but are related to that theme. So for example, they obviously probably come across, well, they know they come across a word dog because I have two of them, but a hamster is not one of them that they might come across at all. So it was nice to introduce words like that to them, and they're doing pretty good. Their vocabulary is growing every week more and more, and I'm pretty proud of them. So after, just to give you a little rundown of the day. So when we finished our little activity upstairs with the dot markers, we pretty much spent some time until most of the kids came, because I can't leave them unattended. So I either have to bring them up with me, or I get the parents to bring them down, or I'll kind of meet them on the stairs where I can see the kids, but I can see the parents as well. So I like to wait until most of the kids are at daycare before I go downstairs. So once we go downstairs, the kids have about 45 minutes of playtime before we do cleanup time and circle time. I have a playlist on Apple Music for cleanup time with all the cleanup time songs that I play. And as soon as I turn that on, they know it's time to clean up. They've come a very long way with cleanup time. I did struggle quite a bit, and I did cut about half the toys out of the rotation because they were just making a huge mess and nobody was cleaning and having less toys. They're still enjoying themselves playing, have enough toys to play with, but they have just less toys to make a mess out of. And I truly believe that less is better for them and for me and for the whole cleanup situation. So once we're done cleanup, we do circle time, and then we head on upstairs, go to the bathroom, I check on diapers, and then we head on outside. On this day, we went around for a walk around the block. I have been trying to teach them the proper walking on a street, can't run up too far, and then also holding hands. They're learning how to hold hands when they're walking, especially crossing the street. So I have 2 times that we cross the street, and it's on a very safe I live in a court, so it's fairly safe to cross the street. So I thought this is a good way to practice crossing the street, looking both ways, and all that fun stuff, because they're getting to an age where, they might be too big for me to push them all in a stroller. I do have a 60 stroller, but once they reach 3.5, they can pretty much walk most places that we go to, and they are all of them together probably too heavy for the stroller. So I would take the stroller with me just in case, but this way they can walk and it builds sense of confidence and independence as well. So then we spend about an hour outside. I am required by the ministry to spend 2 hours a day outside with the children, obviously weather permitting, but I think it's like minus 20. I can still go outside. So I spend about an hour in the morning and then an hour in the afternoon. If it turns out that it's really cold in the morning, then I'll spend half an hour in the morning, an hour and a half in the afternoon. So it just depends. So once we came back in, I had some Play-Doh set out for them to do. I changed diapers, and then we had lunch. After lunch, we head on downstairs. Everybody's washed up and ready for bed. I have them sitting on the couch with a book while I put out the bed, so that way I don't clonk anybody in the head or trip over anyone. I keep my beds over in the storage area by the furnace, so that way they are out of the way. Each child has their own bed with it's labeled, and also the sheets. I put clean sheets once a week on, and then they each have their own blanket that they sleep. Some of the blankets were provided by the parents, and some are just my own blankets. I put the my little makeshift curtains up, and then I also turn on the noise machine for them. As you can see, I can see them. I do have to do sleep checks at once during sleep time, so I do that, and I have to be able to actually see the child. So I do stay in a room for about first 15-20 minutes, making sure that everyone falls asleep, and then I head on upstairs, and I have the monitor up with me. I do have to have a monitor up with me, and then I usually work on other things like YouTube or whatnot. And then just before sleep time was over, I got my snack ready, and I also made some donuts during sleep time because it was Pancake Tuesday. So I made some donuts for us. My husband's gonna cook them after. And then I had some coloring for them to do. And then we headed outside, and when we came back inside, it was pretty much time for kids to go home. And I end my day by cleaning up the basement. I did want to tidy up my office a little bit space, because I just made some mess with just random stuff. So I gave that a cleaning, and then I also vacuum up my space and wash the floor. I do this pretty much, not the office space, but the floor cleaning every single day. Unless we, for some reason, spend most of the day outside, then I won't do it. But being that it's quite cold still, I do it every single day. I don't obviously disinfect things on daily basis. That is done once a week and then once a month. So I did do a full Friday kind of daycare reset video. I will link it up in the sky if you want to check it out. Just things that I do for the toys. I rotate, and I also have kind of a video on curriculum tips and rotation toys and stuff like that. I set out new toys once a month for the whole monthly theme, so that way they have a whole month to play with the toys, and then I switch them around the next month. So I'll link that video up as well if you want to check that out. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I am planning on switching on my daycare space, so I'm very excited to be sharing that with you as well. So make sure your notification bell is on so you don't miss when that comes up. And until next time, hope you guys have a wonderful day, and thank you all so much for watching.
I think it's crazy. Think I'm slowly